In this video, we're going to go over how you can make $2,000 profit in a weekend sourcing used books while you're traveling. You can make a sourcing trip out of this. You can take a mini vacation somewhere. This is actually how I started selling used books 6 years ago out of my car. I traveled all the way to California here from Tennessee, and I hit up thrift stores and libraries. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I did 80,000 in sales my first year, but we're here with somebody who's actually a little bit more experienced than I was back then. He's going to share some pro tips on really how to dominate a miniature trip to maybe a local city or a small town, and he's going to go over what are the best ones to go after. Is it better to go after a big city? Is it better to go after a small town? And he's going to give some pro tips on how he finds books, ships them on the road, all that. So welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks. Glad to be here. And just to answer that question right off the top, big city or small town, I think the real answer is you got to go out there and figure it out and find what you find. I tend to like aiming for those kind of small towns where there's not going to be a lot of competition, other people that have just come in and scanned before you. But wherever I am, I'm going to go in and check it out and see what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your strategy? Do you like pick a city and then do you completely map out your route? Are you going kind of for fun too? Do you have like a nature spot you're going to go see, or do you strictly just go for business?
A little bit of both. So when I'm traveling really anywhere by car, I'm stopping all along the way, checking out any kind of thrift stores, any libraries that I know of and know have a library store. I'm going in there and checking them out on the way. My goal is kind of always to pay for my trip wherever I'm going by book sourcing. And I'd say by and large, pretty successful at that. And so there's those trips where I'm already going. Maybe I'm traveling to the city for a concert or whatever it might be. And then there's sometimes I just start feeling like I've kind of scraped my town clean. I'm in a pretty rural area. I have pretty limited thrift stores, things like that. So sometimes we'll just go for a weekend and head up the coast or head a few hours east and just see what we find. We kind of have a mental list of all the places we like to hit where we go. And like this weekend, we're going to go up to Oregon. So we have a whole list of thrift stores and things we'll hit all along the way. And based on my experience, there's little to no competition in these areas. So when I'm gone for 3 months, haven't been, it's just inventory's just been stacking up that whole time. Yeah. So we do really well that way.
When you're going in these places, can you kind of walk us through, are you going to the nonfiction section? How fast are you scanning? How much time are you spending? If it's a bad place, are you leaving pretty quickly? Are you asking for backroom access? Can you kind of walk us through, like, what's your thought process? Like, because it's a big unknown variable when you travel is you don't know what the honey holes are.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
How do you approach these thrift stores and libraries?
I think when I started, I was just hitting everything and just seeing what would happen. In terms of what I'll scan, I'm really not shy about scanning. And I think that's something that new scanners kind of struggle with is, are they going to get yelled at if they go in here and start scanning books? But ultimately you're paying the price that they're asking you to pay. So in my experience, no one cares if you're scanning. And they want those books out of there as much as you want to take them. So, I haven't really approached backroom access because that is something I think where you generally have to build more of a relationship.
I would challenge that.
Yeah.
When we went to the Northeast, me and my buddy Andrew Gong, we found 2,000 books in a 2-week period, which was a total of 14,000 realized profit. That's what it actually sold for. Every thrift store we went into, the first thing we would do is ask for backroom access before we even scan the books. I would challenge that, especially at small mom and pops. Maybe not at Goodwills. Goodwills are a little bit more political, where they're like, we're not allowed to let you in the back room. But I've had success almost at every mom and pop. They'll let you, because you're buying books from them. I would challenge that. I'd maybe give it a go.
No, I think I'm with you on that, and I'm going to try it this weekend, and I'll report back, see how we do.
You can ask. My thing was like, I'm going to ask first thing when I go in, because those are where the better books are at. But you can ask after you have like a cart filled with books.
Yeah, right.
Sales pitch. It feels weird, but dude, if you bring coffee, like I've been doing this lately, bring coffee to places and they'll love you. It feels kind of like you're the first few times I did, I felt like I was bribing them, but think of it from the perspective of, do I want to give a stranger coffee today? If yes, then even if they say no to backroom access, it's still like a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
And when you're scanning their books and you buy a whole cart filled with books, you know you're gonna make a couple $100 profit, and you sounded like a casino machine or like a slot machine exploding in their book section with
Yep.
your phone. It's kind of nice to bring up some coffee because they feel like they're getting robbed by you sometimes. You know?
Yeah, right. I think there are those people out there that have feelings like that. But yeah, my general experience. I mean, I scan at yard sales. We're not shy about what we're doing. Sometimes people ask what we're doing. Sometimes they don't.
Dude, the funniest thing to me is like the only time I ever got yelled for scanning books was when I first started, probably because I was so nervous. But it's so funny to me to think back because I was buying the crappiest books. I was buying books I shouldn't have been. And so it's like this person thinks I'm making so much money off these books when in reality I should be leaving them on the shelf. They're mad at me for buying their dud books. And it was
Yeah,
just such a paradox
yeah,
sort
a
of
little bit, a
situation.
little bit. But yeah, by
Uh,
and large, thrift stores have way more books than they know what to do with, and
yeah.
they're more than happy to get those out the door. So I will make it a point to ask every thrift
Yeah.
store I go to this weekend for backroom access. And
Heck yeah, let us know how it goes in the
yeah, yeah.
Go-To Lister Facebook community. If you guys want to reach out to Matt, he's in the Go-To Lister community on Facebook and the other Facebook groups as well. If you guys want access to the Go-To Lister Facebook community, sign up for a free trial of the fastest listing software on the planet. That's Go-To Lister. We help you list books, get shipments out the door as quickly as possible. And also, if you guys want to challenge yourself, I have a 100% free challenge to get your first Amazon shipment out the door and get money deposited in your bank account. We'll teach you full circle how to create your first shipment. And if you're an existing Amazon seller and you just want to get more sales, like my goal is to do 10,000 in profitable inventory shipped to Amazon each month. So if you guys want to be a part of a community, we do live weekly coaching calls every single week. Click the link below, starthumble.com/beast. You'll get access to a step-by-step course. You'll get access to my Scout IQ triggers, how to find books, where to find books. All that information is included for free in a course that I used to charge $400 for. Click the link below, starthumble.com/beast. See you guys in there. Matt, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Peace.